Hi everyone, good morning, happy Sunday. It's been that long since I've done a live, to be honest. I don't even, I feel like I don't even know what I'm doing. I feel like a brand new, a new starter. But I thought I don't do these very often anymore. But I thought we've had quite a lot of new followers recently, new people to the pages, new people on our services and our groups. And I thought it would be nice for me to jump on and introduce myself and to just have a basic chat and go through a few things that are happening that I'm really excited about. I think if anyone's seen my post this morning, you'll all be aware of the new podcast idea, but I'll start discussing that again in a little bit. As always, please do anything that you want to chat about, pop in the comments if you have any questions, you want to share anything. I do try to read all the comments as and when they pop up. It's always good to have a little bit of interaction. I get so much out of these lives by speaking to yous, even though I can't see yous. I get so much out of these lives because you are kind of like my little Red Balloons family. So I do like doing these a lot. Anyone that is new to these lives, you will realise very quickly that they're not scripted. I never bring any notes, even though I should. I'm very good at not swearing anymore, so that's a bonus. But they are often quite random, quite rambly. I go off topic. I forget what I'm saying. It's just always quite interesting to see what comes out of my mouth because I never know. So yes, thank you for joining me. I see people popping up. Always good. So my name's Claire. I am the founder of Red Balloons. It started back in 2017, following on from an attempt at ending my own life. I started off by writing a blog of my experiences. These blogs, if you so wish, can be found on our website if you want to have a read through. It was my way of complementing the medications I was on, the therapy I was going through. I found it was the easiest way for me to get kind of what was going on in my head out. Unfortunately, I stopped blogging quite a while ago. And I was talking about this last night, that I feel like there's a lot of things stored up in me and things that I need to get out, and my blogging days are on pause for the minute. So this is why I think something like a podcast might be the way forward for me. So selfishly, it's not really a big thing for Red Balloons as such, although I hope it will be. Selfishly, it's my form of my own personal therapy, and if any of you so wish to listen to it, then brilliant. If not, it's just me chatting away to myself, pretty much like I do on here. But following on from those blogs, we started off as a weekly peer support group in a local school. We met on a Tuesday night for an hour. I went through my fitness qualifications and my run leader qualifications, and we launched our very first run and rant in 2018. And that's where I met the fantastic Lee, who is our project and volunteer manager, who now does the day-to-day running of Red Balloons. And all of my volunteers have kind of come on board with the increase in services. So we do run and rants on hold at the minute as I try to relaunch that and think of some new great ideas for that. But we have walk and talks all across Teesside and in Guernsey by the lovely Jason, who runs it in Guernsey. So we are very slowly starting to spread our wings into different places, which is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm dead proud of that. And yeah, that's us in a nutshell, really. We do a lot of work with local organisations, with local businesses, with a charity partner for the likes of the fantastic Just Williams. We've done work in colleges, in schools. We just basically want to, I can't sit still today, so I'm really sorry if I'm making anyone seasick. We just really want to work towards ending the stigma around mental health, being able and open and flexible enough to be able to really talk about the tough subjects such as suicide, self-harm, eating disorders, where a lot of other organisations or people aren't quite comfortable to go right into the nitty-gritty. I am one of those people who just will. I think I describe myself as a Marmite. You either love me or you hate me, and that's fair enough. Well, not hate me, that's I suppose a strong word, although I'm sure some people do. I just want to get it across in as realistic and as real life as absolutely possible. Yes, I know there's policies and procedures, and we do have them. We're a fully registered, fully organised, properly run charity, so I am fully aware of policies and procedures and stuff. But one of the core values of Red Balloons, and for me, putting myself out there to talk about mental health, is that I need to be as honest and as open about it. I don't want to dodge the questions that I don't want to ask. So I always say that any question you have, ask me and I'll answer it. That is what I promised myself that I would do when I put myself into this kind of position. Because I think, as I've said quite a few times, I'll be the voice, or I would hope I'm the voice for a lot of people who aren't comfortable enough yet to have their own yet. I know that I want people to feel, when I was really in the peak of it, before I started talking about it and doing all of this, it was such a lonely place, and I genuinely felt like no one understood. On paper, I had like a happy life, and I always think that there's so many people in much worse positions than me, etc., all of the usual stuff. And it wasn't until I started talking that people reached out to me, and I realised just how many people kind of felt very same. I don't ever say the same, because no two people can ever feel the same. I always say that I understand to a degree. I do. Like I said, all of our volunteers understand to a degree, as we all have lived experience of various ill mental health or tough times that they've went through in their life. But we will never, and we're very honest that we will never completely understand, because every individual has their own individual perception and opinion and feelings and thoughts. So we always, what we like to offer is completely non-judgmental, safe place to talk. If you come along to any of our services, you don't have to talk about your mental health or anything like that. It is just a safe place for people to come and have a chat. I've said it before, it might be that you're ranting about the price of, well, everything at the minute with the cost of living. But it might be that if you do want to speak to someone, we're not counsellors, therapists or anything like that. And I think for a lot of people that's actually really beneficial, because they feel comfortable, and they feel comfortable talking to us, because they know that we're not trying to like get in their heads, we're not making notes, we're not doing assessments, we're just listening. And sometimes we share. I know I have a habit of massively oversharing in many areas, but I know that some of our volunteers are brave enough to talk about their stories as well, and to express things that they've went through. And it's why we very much, on the Foundation of Peace Support, we get out of it just as much as we hope that yous get out of it. We do it because it benefits our mental health, it benefits our physical health and our walks, it benefits our well-being overall, and we just slowly but surely building a community up where we support each other. And I don't say it a lot, but I'm just dead proud of it. I'm so proud of something that's organically grew from a tiny little thing to me, something that seemed so insignificant but had an impact on me personally, has grown into kind of this thing over the last few years. And we're getting so much support from the local community and further afield. And it's, we recently won our very first mental health award, which I'm still buzzing about, to be quite honest, and I don't think I ever won't be. So yeah, that's kind of what we do. And we've got many other things in the pipeline. Lee has so many ideas. I have so many ideas. Me and Lee complement each other very well, because I'm very I get very excited, and I get very distracted as well. So I'm like, oh, shiny, and I have loads of different things. Whereas I've learned how to channel them in, because I've always said that I wish I could save the world. I wish I could do everything and more, and I'll say yes to everything, or I used to. And I've realised that in order to do the best work I can and to help people to the best of my ability, I need to not do everything and try to do everything. One, because I'd rather do small things really well than a lot of things half-heartedly, nearly. But also because I am an absolute bugger for distraction and procrastination. And if I feel that I need to do something for myself, or I need to work on things in my own life, my own well-being, I put all of that to one side and do everything for everyone else. And I'm an absolute nightmare for that. And I've realised that it really does make me really quite ill. And yes, I'm a hypocrite. I'm a massive hypocrite. Like, even Sarah will tell you, like, I'm always like, do what I say, not what I do. Do not use me and how I treat myself as an example. But what I want to do now is I want to break that. I want to be a role model. Well, that sounds really up my own backside, doesn't it? But no, I do. I want to be a role model where I'm actually practicing what I preach. So how can I expect people to believe what I say and believe that I believe what I say when I'm not treating myself with the same respect and love, basically? So I'm very, very, very much a work in progress. Very much a work in progress. But to say that I'm enjoying the process would be, wouldn't be a lie, but I probably wouldn't be accurate. At the minute I'm not, and I haven't been in a great place for a couple of months now, and I'm struggling with a few things. I feel in limbo, I'm not quite sure, I feel a little lost, I don't know who I am at the moment, but I'm working on it. And for the likes of you people at Red Balloons, my followers, my volunteers, my staff and everything like that, I couldn't even begin to put into words like how much it's actually helped me. So really, really, like from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Hi Owen! Red Balloons is the best mental health service I've ever went to, full of genuine, kind, amazing staff and volunteers. Always look forward to walks, run and run. It helps me with my mental health. You guys are class at what you do. Owen, I miss your little face. I'll get Run and Rant back soon. But thank you, that means a lot. I did not in any way bribe Owen to write that comment. He has no checks in the post. Owen's been coming to our Run and Rants and has been working with other volunteers in the past. So that is genuinely, thank you, massively appreciated. And I always look forward to seeing you. We always have good crack, don't we? Even if Jenny thinks that we're taking you down some strange place. It was Tees Barrage, by the way. I wasn't taking them in any strange places. Everything is risk assessed and safety. So please, anyone who's watching this going, what, where? They are safe, they are risk assessed. So yeah, thank you. If anyone else, like I said, if you have any questions or comments, please pop them in, because I am really good at just chattering randomly about things. But like I was saying, yes, I do this. Yes, I say all these things. I post these things. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm in a good place myself. I do try very hard to be honest. I don't just post the good stuff. I don't just post or talk about the good stuff. I'm very honest that my conditions are something I'm going to have to live with probably all my life, but I'm working on coping strategies. I'm trying different therapies. I think you're all amazing. Thanks Jill, I think you're amazing too. Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of different things. Claire, you are definitely already a role model. What you do and communicate about your own challenges sets you apart. Keep going. Thank you, Emma. When people say nice things, I always get yeah, I don't know, but seriously, thank you. And like I said, if my random babbles can help people, or can help people see that what's going on in their head is, I hate the word normal, I've said this many times, but if what's going on in their head seems to make a little bit more sense, then I'm glad I can do that. Because at the minute, I have no idea what's going on in my head. I'm having very, very, very like big ups and downs. And I suppose in some ways it's really, really scary because my downs are really down at the minute. I've got lots of things to look forward to and I'm planning, and I'll go on to like my little August plans and stuff in a minute. So I woke up the other day and I thought, I can't keep doing this. But then at the same time, there's some things at the moment that are out of my control. So what I'm trying to keep reminding myself is I can't touch the things. Thanks for you, Sarah. I can't keep focusing on and stressing about the things I can't control. There's just some things I genuinely can't control, like we all can't. But I can work on the things that I can control. And I know that everyone's journeys, again, cringy status, but everyone's journeys are really different. And I think I've been an absolute sod for comparing myself to so many other people, comparing myself and the organisations to other organisations, wondering why I've been working on this for 5 years and I still feel as much of a mess and absolutely chaotic as I did 5 years ago. But then, to be fair, I'm not. Like, I'm nowhere near what I was 5 years ago. Yes, I still have intrusive thoughts. I'm very honest about that, and that they are really scary sometimes. But these intrusive thoughts are no longer plans. I don't have plans to do stuff. I just have thoughts about doing stuff. And it's not because I want to, because I genuinely mean when I'm messaging people and I'm having conversations that it's really not the right answer. Even though sometimes you sit there and you think, there's just no point. There is a point. There's always a point. Even if we don't know what it is yet, there's always a point. But yeah, it would be, I would be a complete liar if I said that I didn't have intrusive thoughts, if I didn't have negative thoughts, if I didn't get really frustrated with stuff, if I didn't just, to be honest, sometimes want to sack it all in because I think, what is the point in doing this? Because I do genuinely feel like a gigantic hypocrite. But I wouldn't, because I have too much faith in what this is, in what this is grown into, and I just have to step back sometimes and realise. And that's, I suppose, where I am. I'm not here all of the time, as you're aware. I don't do these lives very much anymore. Like I said, Lee, the fantastic Lee, she does a lot of the day-to-day running of it. We've got so many amazing staff and volunteers who do so many things. I do what I say is I make like cameo appearances, so sometimes you'll see me on some walks, which I love doing. I love doing our walks. But I am around. I'm always around in the background. Sometimes it'll be me that you're speaking to on Messenger. I do some of the social media posts. But even if I'm not out there and I'm not doing this, or I'm not at the walks, or I'm not going along to meetings and things like that, I am always, like, I always say I'm like Queen Stalker. I am always keeping an eye out. I'm always seeing what's written. I'm always seeing what comments are made. I'm always seeing what messages are being sent. I'm always keeping on top of things because I am still around. But what I've been trying to do is work on a work-life balance where this took over my life. Rightly so, because in one way it is actually like, I am Red Balloons is me. But it started to really, really take over my life, and I'd kind of forgot who I was separate to mental health and all of that stuff. So I'm trying to do other things and take a step back, because I don't need to actively be in, and I need to remind myself that I don't actively need to be in this all of the time. So this is where the idea of the podcast came up. So like I said, I'm not really thingy with blogging at the minute. I can't really seem to get all of the words out and type and stuff like that. And I've been getting into podcasts as part of my new self-improvement strategies. And I thought, you know what, I could do this. I'm not saying it's going to go viral and get loads of followers, but you never know. But what I want to do it for is mainly for me. Like I said, selfishly, I want to do it for me. I want to find a way where I'm not having to like look, because the thing that concerns me about lives is I can't see yous. All I can see is me. So I massively appreciate it when you comment, because then I can stop looking at myself. But no, the podcast is somewhere where I can kind of just put it on and just talk. I'm not saying that they'll make much sense, let's be honest, they probably won't. But it's somewhere that I can get everything off my chest. I can tell you exactly how I'm feeling without having to look at my own face, which puts me off sometimes. I can just really, really get to the nitty gritty stuff, and I just kind of want to explore what's going on that I'm feeling that I'm not getting out. I feel like I am holding something back, and I'm wondering if being able to just talk randomly is going to help. And hopefully, as these lives sometimes do, as like chatting to me, hopefully it'll help somebody else as well. You're not having to tune in at a certain time because it's on live. You're not having to worry about seeing a video or like having to catch up. With a podcast, you can basically have me in your ears anytime you want. What more could you possibly want? If anything, it might be a really good way to get you to go to sleep. So you've always got that angle as well. Podcast is a great idea. It'd be good to hear people's stories. Yeah, so the podcast, obviously, selfishly, a lot of it's going to be about me, about discussing things, about, like I said, going to the ins and outs of the goods and the bads and my experiences and such and such. But what I want it to be as well is not just about me. So I will be wanting to talk to other people. I will be wanting other people to come on the podcast and have a chat, because, like I said, everybody's different. Everyone's coping strategies are different. Everybody's experiences of mental health are different. And I think talk about, is there anyone you want me to kind of bring on as a guest speaker? And I live by the analogy of shy Ben's getting out. So if there's anyone you think that would be really good for me to interview and have a chat with,